Studios. I'd love to hear his voice, and I'd love you guys to hear Roro as well. Roro, you're welcome.
Thank you, bro.
Chalet, Roro in the building. Long time.
I did, boss.
Everything cool.
Everything cool.
Chalet. I like your swag, man. I like your shirt.
Thank you.
You know, you be legend.
Chalet, small.
Chalet,
the legend, yeah.
That word legend. That word. You know, people think to be a legend you have to grow old. You grow. So what you
travel 20 years. So.
And counting. 2 decades.
Yeah,
I mean, what else? We try. You tried. You started early.
Yeah.
Very early. How old were you when you started?
Charlie.
Or around what age?
I was a teenager.
You were a teenager when you started.
Yeah.
And by then your brother had already started and paved the way.
That's it. He paved the way for me.
Okay.
Like, you know, we have a saying in our local language that say you to a seesaw when you are born on, let's say, a mountain, you know, growing tall is easy.
Foundation has already been laid.
So Brad did it then. You know, I didn't really suffer as a producer.
You didn't suffer.
My first 2 productions, gospel and then Hiplife were all hits. Yeah.
Which productions were they?
The gospel was Philip Abefi.
Yeah. Which song? Mojanakasa.
Then a group from the north called Toyota. Yeah. Obey, you are never feeling.
Yeah. And what was the title of that song?
Obey. I think Obey. Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Legend can pull that trick right now. So your 2 productions as a producer were all smash hits.
Yeah, in
Who linked you for these projects?
Charlie, I'll give the credits to Morris.
Yeah,
you know, at that time, Charlie, you know, bro was big.
He was big.
Morris, Babyface, Conti Hene, Esther Smith, Nobun Ketia, Obrafo, you know.
Almost everybody.
So I was like doing the vocal recordings for him because the jobs were plenty. So he would do the beat, go and rest, then I'll record
the vocals.
So he gave me the opportunity to work because all these people came because of him. And he was true. Like, Charlie, try
your hands on it.
I would say it's a big risk they took. Because
to allow you to do it.
That's it. But you know,
it went on well. And who backed Philip Abefi?
Charlie, legendary Nanama. I started with Nanama.
You started with Nanama.
We used to sleep in the studio together.
Hold on.
No, not
what I'm thinking. Right, and not me alone. Though, all of us here.
As you know, we work.
You work together. Tired, you get tired. You just wow. So it was that tedious then.
Very, very, because Charlie, those times, you know, we used to take our time to work, and I remember producing for Sonny Achieva.
Right.
Sonny.
Maba.
I took about 3 months.
About 3 months for just one song.
Just that song.
Why did it take so long? Was it that you were busy, you didn't have enough time to spend on the song, or the song just took 3 months because it had to?
You see, most of those guys, you know, knew what they wanted.
Right.
You know, and with somebody like Achieva, you know, he was doing this Indian style, and then getting the Indian samples, getting sounds to even sound like Indian. You know, it was, and you mix and go, and you come back and you be like, no, Charlie, you know, it was tough.
It was tough.
Yeah, it was tough.
And you spent 3 months working on that.
You know, that's why, you know, like when I came here, look at the songs you were playing.
Yeah.
Look at the
quality, the sound,
quality till date. You know, some of these songs are 20 years and over, but still sounds good. Yeah, because of how we took our time
to do it. Did you have the technology to back you then?
You know, that was when we were like moving strictly to the digital, you know, whatever. So
from analog to digital.
So I had the chance. You know, we had a German white guy, Roberto.
Okay.
Yeah, he opened the Hit Digital Studio in Kumasi.
Right.
And he was a gem when it comes to the software, but he didn't know how to play.
Okay.
So that's how Morris got connected with him.
Okay.
So he really took Morris into so you see, Morris started using this auto tune well in Ghana. Like from Esther Smith.
Aziko.
To Nobun Ketia, you know. So I would say I had a chance to go through the software very well.
I see. What software was it?
We were using it was Cubase, but it was VST.
VST.
Yeah. But you know something, I don't really it's good to advance, you know, but doing the job is not so much about software.
Right.
Yeah, because songs of Michael Jackson that are even sounding very well now were recorded with Atari. Atari is an old, you know, old so it's instrument. About whoever is behind
and the experience
and what you can do with it.
I see. Was this the first time we were being introduced to something sounding Indian?
Yes, you know, because Morris had played and we had to do something that, you know, so it was tough. It was tough. And then, you know, I saw that if what like we tried doing wasn't good, he would have taken the job to Morris. So Charlie, I killed myself.
You killed yourself.
You know, putting things together to sound like how I wanted.
So whilst you were doing it, was Morris, you know, supervising? Listen and say, okay, change this, do this.
Definitely,
he was definitely doing that. But he left the work.
He left everything for me.
Okay.
You know what I did is I went through some of his I remember I went through most of his mixes.
Okay.
Yeah, like for Nana Jima. You know, those I went through them. Then, you know, I so that is what I used to.
It was a difficult time for you. I can imagine.
Yeah, it wasn't easy.
Trying to please two people, to please the artist and your brother.
And my brother,
who had left the work for you to do.
That's it.
And did it come with a corresponding pay? The amount of time you spent on the song, 3 months.
You know, at that time, Charlie, I wasn't even thinking about the money. Yeah, you know, it's about getting my work out there. Yeah, but you know, they were good. They were good. You know, at that time, like, you know, small boy, I didn't even know money that much. So Kakrebia, but it was good.
But it was good.
Yeah, because even at that time, I was able to gather something small to buy a car.
Oh,
yeah, as a young man.
Around what time are we talking about? In the 90s, in the early 2000s?
Around 2002.
Okay.
Yeah, 2000. Thereabout, yeah.
Achu?
Yeah, Ache.
Where in Accra or where in Kumasi were you based?
It was at Asokwa. Yeah, but I moved to Accra. I was at Best Brain Digital Studios.
Okay.
Yeah, around Hong Kong.
Shiman, yeah. But you started off around
Asokwa inside Kumasi. Hits Digital Studios.
Okay. So the Accra based artists were coming down there for you guys to work?
Yeah, like I said, you know, I think Morris was able to break that gene. You know, it was all about Uncle Zab at that time, you know. Enough respect to him, Charlie. He's extremely
clear, baby.
Charlie Brapenny, you know. Most of us know it. So Morris was able to break that thing. Then everybody in Ghana started coming to Kumasi.
To do music.
Yeah. So like I said, you know, I was fortunate to be around him.
And your interest was more on production or in production. You didn't feel influenced to do music as an artist?
You know, along the line I did.
Yes, along the line you did. But at that time, yes.
Yeah, you know, we started music from home.
Okay.
You know, I play every instrument. Morris plays everything. We had groups, you know, church, you know, everywhere. So we play live instruments. So music has been part of us from day one. From day one. And our mom too had, you know, records those times.
Okay.
You know,
back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. So we started. It's been part, but going out as a solo artist was just along the line. Yeah.
So yes, you picked your skill from Morris. Where did Morris pick his skills from?
Like you know one funny thing is nobody even taught us how to play instruments.
Nobody taught you how to.
You know, we started ourselves, you know, church. You close, you go and touch it, and you know the senior instrumentalist will sometimes knock you, Charlie. You know, that is how we started. And we pick up songs, then you start learning. You know, that's how. So we just started.
You just started.
Yeah.
Did you have special love for a certain kind of genre? You know, we have people who could produce gospel, who could produce hip life and reggae, but the person loves it when he has to work on a reggae tune or when he has to work on a hip life tune. Did you have anything like that? Did you have a special love for any of the genres?
I loved doing high life.
You loved doing high life?
Because, you know, because of the authenticity of producing high life, you know. I was doing hip hop as well. You know, I'm lucky to be among the few producers who were doing all kind of productions,
right?
Like Hiplife, High Life, gospel, dancehall, everything. Yeah, but I loved High Life, maybe because of how I started, you know, playing with bands and stuff like that. And you know, doing High Life makes you busy. You know, you have to feel it.
You have to feel it.
That's it.
A lot of things come.
You can produce, let's say, hip hop, but
High Life is not like that.
No, you have to, you know, do things.
But it's difficult to work on High Life.
Yes.
And you like difficulty?
Yes, I loved it. like because of where I am coming from. You know, then you are there learning. You have to learn. Like we're doing copyright. Yeah, playing copyright songs from the 80s, songs from the 90s, you know. So it really pushed me.
It really pushed you.
Yeah,
you learned, and then it sharpened your skills as well.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you have interesting stories? I mean, studio stories where artists come, they don't have anything up their sleeves. All they know is they want to do music. They walk into the studio and they are lost. So you have to guide them. Okay, you need to say this or say that. Do you have interesting stories like that?
Plenty. You know, most of the artists will come in. They don't even know what they want. So they will be like, "Bowebi mami." You see, that is the problem they were causing for producers at that time.
Okay.
Maybe you play a style afar, then everybody will
wants
come
the same
far. So people might think you are one way, and at a time they might even push you aside. So sometimes you have to stand as a producer, and then you direct. I've been doing that.
But is it difficult for you to get them to agree to what you want to do for them?
I remember the late brother Philip.
Right.
You know, we took something from Nana and produced Oma and Buajo. So I told him that, Charlie, the way this song is going, let's pick something from it. It will blow. And then
you did.
Yeah, we did. And then
he agreed. How about your own people? You know, people your age bracket 10. I'm sure they were difficult to convince.
Yes.
Hiplife guys.
Yes. You know, at that time, you know, I was around Dansoman, you know, DC, you know, I had Samini, Kokobeli, KK Fusu, Madfish, you know, all these guys were always with me at the studio. But the one thing is they had that respect for me, because they knew where I was coming from.
Right.
So it was sometimes difficult. We argue back and forth, but at the end of the day, we come to a conclusion.
And then the work is done. Most people have, should I say, conception or misconception about some of the things that happen in the studios, especially before an artist gets in the groove or gets himself in the mood. Certain things they do that are rituals. Some probably would smoke. Some would have to isolate themselves. Some would, like certain things they do. What are some of these things you can share with me? Since you're a producer and engineer, you're always in the studio with these guys. What do you see them do to get in the mood?
You see, I was like the good boy type, so I wasn't really seeing those kind of things. Maybe sometimes an artist will enter, you could smell, say, "Well, you're fine," but right in front of me,
they won't do it.
Nobody did that.
They won't do it.
They will never do it.
Do you have a way as a producer or as an engineer to put an artist in the mood? Again, doing your directing stuff, because an artist comes into the studio just like a doctor would do, or just like a presenter would do, psych you or put you in a mood where you can flow. Do you sometimes have to do that? The guy walks in and his vim is down, his confidence level is down, everything about him is off, yet he's booked the time and you have to work with him. What do you do to get him?
You know, getting the person in the mood starts with programming.
Okay.
You know, the kind of drum, you know, the kind of kicks. And I was having these big speakers that I was using for programming. So when the thing starts, Charlie, you yourself, you get yourself in the you know, I remember those times when we were doing Zaza. After recording Zaza, it was like a party. In the studio, Charlie. Everybody was dancing, screaming, you know, everybody, you know. So, like I said, it's about programming.
It's about
kind of how you start,
and the vibe in the studio.
How you start, you know, because I mean, like that when I'm working, I dance. Okay. I feel whatever that I'm doing. So you'll definitely be in the mood.
You'll be in the mood, and then the work will be done.
That's it.
Zaza, Kokobeli. Hit song.